Welcome back to the Connection Lab, where we help you build better connections one moment at a time. I'm Andy Bishop Cox, the founder and lead experience designer for Memory Moments events. Event planners, you've planned the event and thought through every single detail, but your guests are still unsure and have anxiety about how they're going to connect with others at the event. Send them this video before your event so they can make the most of their time networking and connecting with others at your event. Every experience that you have is filled with little moments. The definition of a moment is a short period of time. When you go to an event, I want you to think, I only have a short amount of time with these people and I need to make the most of it. I need to make the most of the time that I have with each person that I come into contact with. I'm going to break down in 3 steps how you can do that. So the first is opening the moment. Many of us have forgotten how to properly introduce ourselves. When you first meet someone, you shouldn't be thinking, what are your deepest and darkest fears? Or thinking, what can I get from this person, or what can they get from me? Start with the basics. What is your name? Lead with your name. Hi, my name is blank. What is your name? That is how you open up the moment. And I know it may sound very, very simple, but this has become a lost art. And it truly is as simple as saying, hi, my name is, and then asking what their name is. So that's how you open up the moment. Once you have introduced yourself, then you will move to step 2, which is active listening. In order to truly and genuinely connect with others, you have to find points of connection. And the way that you do that is by asking questions. And I know a lot of us don't want to play 21 questions, but 21 questions is truly the name of the game. In order to get to know people, you have to ask them questions. And in order to process what they're saying and truly get an understanding of what they're saying, you're going to have to actively listen. So as you are asking the questions and they're giving you answers, you're actively listening. You're actively listening for a few things. Listening for general interests, things that you may have in common, anything that piques your interest, right? Anything that makes you want to know more about this particular person or that particular topic. There's something about this person as they are giving you all of the information and answering your questions that you find interesting, which leads to a point of connection. So once you have decided, okay, that was interesting, this is interesting, this was interesting, now you have the option to choose to follow up or move on to step 3, which is closing the moment. Closing the moment is simply ending the conversation. Now, after you have moved from step 2 and you have asked them questions, at a certain point, you're going to know immediately if this is someone that you want to continue talking to and you want to know more about, or if you're like, yeah, that was it. Like I have nothing else to give this person. And if it's the latter, then you close out the conversation. Hi, it was so nice to meet you. Thanks for chatting with me. I see somebody over there that I want to connect with. I hope you have a great rest of the event. I hope you have a good evening. That's how you close out the moment. Now, if it's the opposite direction and you did truly connect with them and you found something that interested you, then you end the conversation and close the moment. Maybe something like this. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I really found such interesting. I really found what you said about this particular topic interesting. And so I want to know a little bit more about that. Can I get your contact information so that way we can connect after the event is over? Very, very simple, okay, y'all? It doesn't take much, but it does take awareness and it does take you thinking. Now, this is everything behind the steps, okay? You're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to be vulnerable and you are going to have to be bold. You're going to have to be courageous. You're going to have to, I don't want to say fearless, but you're going to have to approach people with the mindset that They are not here to harm me. They are not here to hurt me. I am simply making a connection. I am simply putting myself in a position where I can get to know someone and they can get to know me. And I am just like this person. They are here for a specific reason, and I am here for a specific reason. They might be here looking to grow and develop, and I am looking to grow and develop. So there is something that you can connect with people about, whether that is just even the anxiety of going to an event. Bring that into the conversation. Make it known and say, like, I was stressed out about coming here, and because I didn't know who was going to be here, and I did bring your honesty into the space. Bring your honesty into the conversation, and I promise you, it will make all the difference. I promise you, it will make all the difference. So that is a simple foundation for creating genuine connections at events. So 3 steps. 1, opening the moment. Introduce yourself. Start with your name. And then move to step 2, active listening. Ask them questions, and as you're asking the questions and they're answering them, you're actively listening for something that you have in common, some general interest, something that you can follow up on. Then the 3rd is closing the moment. Now, based on if you connected or if you didn't connect, that will determine how you close out the moment. And so closing out the moment is simply just closing the conversation, and based on if you found them interesting or not, making the decision to continue that conversation after the event is over, or closing that conversation right there as is and then moving on to talking with someone else. I pray that that has been helpful for you. I know that it can feel very, very overwhelming, but like I said earlier, if you pause, take a beat, breathe, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'd love to know if that was helpful, and if you have any tips or advice on how to genuinely connect with others at events in the comments below. Thanks for joining the Connection Lab, and I'll talk to y'all soon.